Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. We're jumping right into this. This is ARCA Monday Night SOF race from July 29th, 2024, Season 3. We're jumping right into this. We're already on our qualifying lap. We're coming to the green flag. Nice run down the front stretch, breaking up the 5 marker, downshifting as straight to the line as we can, being careful to cross the crown. Into turn 1. Oh, but a bad exit out of turn 2. Pinched entry too hard there through the center. Nice wide apex into 3 and out of 4. This lap is basically over, but that's okay. It's basically just a practice lap. The ARCA car is better as the tires warm up in Q trim. Well, it's fixed setup, so not Q trim, but you know what I mean. Gotta be real careful to not spin the tires and be easy on the steering as well, coming over the hill, turn 5. And this turn as well, the downhill, turn 7. Bad lap, we get another go at it. Down the front stretch one more time here in Lime Rock Park. Hitting the limiter, breaking up the 5 marker, downshifting once, crossing the crown, then downshifting again, a little wider to the center of 1 and 2. Nice exit, getting back on the power. Nice and easily. Wide, late apex into 3, getting as far left as we can for turn 4. We come out. Nice exit. Short shifting just a little bit. Hard to put the power down out of 4. And here's the tricky part, turn 5 up the hill. Half throttle. But we control it. We opened the wheel quickly but subtly. You don't want to touch that curb in turn 6. That was bad. But a nice entry and exit out of 7, being super careful as we cross the crown. Out of 7 into the front stretch. And that's P2 in the highest strength of field of the week at Lime Rock Park. So here we go, guys. Let's get a good look at the field as we roll off for the pace laps. We missed out on pole by just a couple hundredths of a second to Brian. 53.093 to our 53.111. But front row starting spot is pretty good, I have to say. So here we are, ready to roll off at Lime Rock Park. Brian is to our right, but we're on the front row with him. Now this is a replay, this is not a live recording, so you're going to see the pace car duck off as he does right there, and you're not going to see the flag, but you're going to know when Brian goes to start the race. There it is. Green, green, green. We got Ethan to our right, he's trying to chuck it in. And he gets the spot. Good job by him. Now we got Daniel to our right, but can we keep this spot? We don't want to lose 2 spots. We already lost 1. No, he hits the curb. And we clear him. Not the best start. However, it's what we have to work with. Nice and easy up the hill. Nice and easy through 6. On the curb. Down to turn 7 and back onto the front stretch. Easy as we cross the crown. We get loose. But that's okay. Tires are just getting warmed up. 1 lap down, 14 to go. Being nice and easy on the downshift as the leaders battle in front of us. And Ethan's got the lead. That was pretty impressive, actually. Nice wide apex, trying to stay as far left as we can for 3. Short shift to prevent wheel spin. Hard on the brakes for turn 5. Nice and easy up the hill, opening the wheel slowly, but we still spin the tires, as does Brian. Lift off the throttle before the compression, otherwise the front end just unloads. Not fun. Brian blocking. to our right side. I wasn't going to pass him anyway. Didn't have a run there at all. Nice exit out of 2. Wide into 3. Bradley chucks it in on the left side. And we make contact. Oh, iRacing. Well, that's unfortunate. This is a short race. He doesn't have time to get those spots back, unfortunately. No cautions in road racing, of course. Unfortunate. But it was not intentional at all. We'll go back and take a look at that replay later. But when something like that happens in a race, you kind of just have to shrug it off and continue forward. There's really nothing you can do about it to make the other guy feel better at that point. There's nothing you can do to take your mistake back. But we will take a look at that following the conclusion of this. Right now I'm just focusing on being as smooth as I can, trying to keep the car and the tires under me while still being relatively fast. 54.2 was our previous lap. You see on the bottom right, we're using Race Labs app for their overlay. You can see the strength of field was 2,700. It was actually 2,699, technically speaking. Some spoiler alert, we get 2 incidents in this race. The weather was 77 degrees, track temp 108. Oh man, just the car unloading in these flat corners, and as you cross the off-camber sections and crowns is just so tough. But with Race Labs overlay, you can see my throttle trace and my steering trace, as well as the braking. Right down there in the bottom left corner. Very good app. Hard to set up. A pain in the ass to set up, if I'm being quite honest. But it works very well. We get a run on Brian out of 7. He blocks. That's okay. Once again, I wasn't going to pass him. I didn't have a run. I knew I didn't have a run. And the gearing on the front straight is too short for this track and this weather. And we're hitting the limiter well before the brake zone. There's just nowhere to take the run if you get it, because the gearing is just too short. Nice and easy up the hill. You see how little steering input I'm putting in before we get to that hill, and then half throttle as we crest the hill and the wheels get light. Both the steering and the actual tires. Nice job on exit there. Out of turn 7, parallel with the curb, where it comes out and then goes back in, and you come off a little bit on the front stretch. Nice and smooth exit out of 2. Getting as far left as we can once again for turn 3. In the previous lap, we did do our best lap of the race, a 53.411. Not the fastest lap of the race, but pretty far up there. Not far off of the actual fastest lap in this race, which we'll see in a little bit. O'Brien gets a bad exit out of 7. I'm trying to take advantage. I see the run. I'm out braking him. I'm totally alongside of him. And we just door him ever so slightly. And unfortunately, we end up running him off the track. Unfortunate for Brian. He was very fast. And I just made a little mistake there. It was not intentional at all. It's just hard racing. Unfortunately, these races are short. He doesn't really have time to get that back. And I'm just struggling to stay in control as well. Just, you see how much I'm spinning the tires over the hill. Driving badly, hitting the curb out of 6. Definitely don't want to do that. It's just bouncing the right front. It's the last thing we need here. I see Daniel in P3 in my mirrors. Wide exit. Wide center and exit. Through turn 2. And again through turn 3. Late apex through 4 as late as we can to minimize the effect of going through the camber. Just clip that curb in turn 5, and that made things harder than it needed to be. And again, just... Oh, Michael. You make so many mistakes when you're under pressure. Nice run out of 7, though. Crossed the crown perfectly. Got a nice run onto the front stretch. Bouncing off the limiter before the braking. Only downshifting once before the crown, then crossing as smoothly as we can before downshifting into second. That's a big part of road racing. You know, you gotta be careful as you cross those crowns. And the crown is the part where the left side and the right side are angled and they meet in the middle. That's called the crown. Very important to master how to drive between them and on them if you want to be good at road racing. Doesn't matter what kind of car you're driving. Gotta be comfortable with crossing the crowns. We do so one more time. We're holding off Daniel. The 2 guys we made contact with are 4th and 5th. But we're holding on. Daniel running wide and through 1. In our mirrors, you could see him in the spot mirror. Trying to keep up with Ethan. He's doing a really good job, just staying smooth and in control. He knows he's got a good shot of winning this race at this point. Good job getting back to the power smoothly there. A little wheel spin after the crest of the hill, but not too bad. Down the front stretch one more time. Daniel, he's looking to our inside. He's there. We're even. He tried it once before, it didn't work. Unfortunately, the second time was good enough for him, and he clears us. Let him have that spot. I don't want any more contact at this point. I've already made enough enemies in this race. But we'll take our P3 for now. We've got 2.5 seconds up on Bradley. Big tire spin from Daniel there, but he's pushing hard. Oh, he misses entry, turn 7. But he's still doing better laps than we are somehow. Nice smooth downshift, good rev match, good job crossing the crown in downshift in the center of 1 and 2. A little oversteer on the exit of 2. Slightly tighter line into 3 that time. Tires are getting hot. Can't even get to full power at the exit of 4 without short shifting. Nice and smooth up the hill. This lap wasn't so bad at all. Nice entry and exit out of 7. Just 2 laps to go. Braking a little earlier now because the tires are hot. At the 6 marker instead of the 5 marker. See Daniel there, wide in the center of 1 and 2. That seems to be the ticket here. Another little short shift out of 4. The tires are just too hot. Can't put the power down without it. As wide as we can in 6. We slightly missed the apex. That's okay. Got a good gap back to Bradley. Oh, terrible center. Through 7 that time. That's okay. White flag is out. A little loose on entry there, but we're all good. I had put the brake bias up just a bit, if I recall correctly, by this point. Yeah, you can see it's just the tires are so hot at this point. Hard to put the power down. Smoothly over the hill, relatively anyway. One more time. Just one more turn to go. Look, watch the leaders. Daniel's all over Ethan, but it's just too little too late for him. We get P3. Ethan is the big winner there. And Bradley, he was not happy with us. He got P4, but he was not happy with us. Yep. And I get the frustration. I don't blame him. I'd be upset too. So watching back this incident with Bradley on lap 3, nice safe exit out for us. We take a wide apex. He chucks it in there. He's perfectly within his right to do this, by the way. He has not done anything wrong. But neither have we. We're perfectly even in turn 4. And let's roll it back just a little bit. Yeah, that's just netcode, guys. Neither guy did anything wrong, but I'm an East Coast guy and he's a West Coast guy. Unfortunately, that's going to happen in iRacing. Nope, not a case of anybody doing anything wrong, just part of the nature of online racing. I know he was upset, but that is part of it, and you're going to have to accept that if you're on iRacing or any sim, racing people from across, not just the country, but across the world. Unfortunately, that's not the case for this incident at all. This is just me getting frustrated with Brian. I think I have the position here. I outbrake him, and I just get into him. I just door him ever so slightly. He runs off the track. He loses several positions. If Daniel was not behind me there, I probably would have just let him have the spot back. That probably would have been the right thing to do in that situation. But at the time, I felt like it probably was 50-50 as well. And ultimately, you know, he kind of paid the price for my mistake there. I didn't really dive bomb him, but I just didn't anticipate the level of grip that I needed on the inside there in turn 1. So my bad. Sorry, Brian. I apologized to him in the race. Right after it. During the session, I should say. But, you know, no big deal. We didn't ruin his race. Just cost him a couple of spots. Thanks for watching, guys. If you liked this video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe, please. Thanks, and I'll see you next time.